All right, here we are, one more week, one more movie. It is Bonus Thursdays here on Rank the Movies. I am Martin Prevost. And this week I am talking, it's a really classic movie. It actually inspired a play I wrote. I write plays, for anyone who doesn't know that. Not that that's important, but it helped inspire a play I wrote. It is Neil Simon's Murder by Death. This is a parody movie. It is basically a parody of all of your detective stories. Hercule Poirot, Miss Marple, The Thin Man, Sam Spade. They're all parodied in this movie. And Charlie Chang. Charlie Chang is the other one who's parodied in this movie. Played by a great cast, including Ellen Brennan, Truman Capote, James Coco, Peter Falk, Alec Guinness, Elsa Lancaster, David Niven, Peter Sellers, Maggie Smith, Nancy Walker, Estella Winwood. You also have is the first acting appearance of, I can't think of his name, he's the dad in Revenge of the Nerds, Thomas Cromwell. I believe is the correct name I'm looking for, is Thomas Cromwell. He is also in this movie, and it is his first acting role is in this movie. So basically it's a dark house comedy in the vein of something like Clue. This actually fell into a series of a time where they released a lot of these dark house comedies. Clue being one of them, Haunted Honeymoon being another. Murder by Death is five detectives being brought to a house for a dinner party, and each one brings a second. You have Sam Spade, who is the Sam Diamond. He brings his Moll. You have Dick and Dora Charleston. They're based on the Thin Man characters. You have Sidney Wong, who's based on Charlie Chang. You have Milo Perrier, who is based on Hercule Poirot. And Jessica Marbles, who is based on Miss Marple. And each one has a second that fits their character from their respective novels, movies, what have you. Basically, they are proposed that they cannot solve a murder that night, and that it'll be someone in the dining room. The only other person in the dining room is their esteemed host, Lionel Twain. Their esteemed host is Lionel Twain. He's the only other person in the room, and he is the one, that's Truman Capote's character, and he is the one who says that he will pay somebody $5,000 if they can figure out who the murderer is. The detectives believe that if they all stay together, because they said somebody in the room would die, there can't be a murder, and therefore there'll be no murder to solve. Inevitably, Lionel Twain is the one who ends up dead. He leaves the room, and he shows back up very, very dead. The movie parodies everything that you expect in one of these kind of detective films, beyond just the detectives themselves. Also the beat structure, because you have the dinner where everything is revealed. And then you move on to the sitting room where the things are revealed. The ridiculous things that somehow these people know about each other that makes them possible suspects in this murder case, because everyone has to have a reason why they might murder him. Then it moves on to where the detective is almost killed, except in this one, there are 5 instances of the detective almost being killed, one for each detective, and then the final reveal as to who the murderer is, which each detective has their own equally ridiculous reveal, making fun of the fact that in so many of these books, the killer is somebody who is either never mentioned or barely mentioned throughout the story. Which is, that's one of the most frustrating things. I love reading a good Agatha Christie novel, but when it's like, oh, that's who it was. They were in there, for 2 pages. It's the Scooby-Doo ending. It is the Scooby-Doo ending! And nobody likes the Scooby-Doo ending. It's Old Man Peterson. He's haunting the amusement park. Shut up, Peterson was in 2 scenes! At the beginning of the thing. Anyways, it's a great cast, and they work very well together. They're extremely funny men and women with some extremely well-written dialogue. There is some great scenes, including one where they find out that the butler, played by Alec Guinness, Obi-Wan Kenobi from Star Wars, immediately before he did Star Wars, he did Murder by Death. I think this was the right choice for old Ben Kenobi. He's been murdered as well, but he's not in the room, so he's not their murder victim. And at first, they find him just sitting there, and they check his body. They leave the room, they come back. He's now sitting there naked. His clothes have been taken. Again, they question it. They then leave and come back again, and the clothes are there and the body is gone. So it's this great moment of comedy of how things change and how they're piecing together what's going on. Murder by Death, it's a really simple film, but it's a lot of fun. It is definitely worth the time to run out and find a copy. It is available on VHS, DVD, Blu-ray. I mean, you can get it on Laserdisc. I'm looking at a Laserdisc of it right now because I have them on my wall. So, check it out. It is definitely worth it. Alright, next week we will have another Bonus Thursday movie, and it should be a good time. Also, next week on Wednesday, I'll be talking about The Purge, and its film franchise, and possibly its TV show. I don't know how far I'm going into that. I mean, I didn't touch the Scream TV show last week when I talked about Scream, so who knows. Anyways, I'm Martin Prevost. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more content. Like this video, comment if you have any questions. If you've seen Murder by Death and you want to tell me it's the worst movie you've ever seen, or I'm spot on that it's a great film, leave me your comments. Otherwise, I will see you next time. Later days.